with the idea on a napkin becoming more and more of a reality, we launched Rethreaded. And we hired our first 3 women in November of 2011. And we hired 3 women from the City Rescue Mission. And it was probably the scariest thing I've ever done, because suddenly it was me, I hired a part-time bookkeeper, an intern, and 3 survivors full-time in a sewing company where I didn't really know how to sew that much, with an undeveloped kids line product. We launched it, we had some amazing moments, and then at that time training was 4 months, and 2 days before training ended, 2 women relapsed. One woman just disappeared. We didn't know where she went, we didn't know what happened to her, she disappeared. And the next day at work, one of our women tested positive for cocaine. So all these dreams, everything that we held, everything that we had poured our life in, suddenly 2/3 of it, we felt like we failed. And then we got back up. We're like, what can we do better? What do we need to do better? And that's when One Spark happened. I don't know if you guys know about this festival called One Spark in Jacksonville. It used to be a big deal. But in April of 2012, out of 400 other organizations in Jacksonville, we won the One Spark Festival. We had more votes than anyone in the entire festival. Yeah, it was awesome. And we got back up, and we hired 4 more women. We improved our program, and then once again, within 3 months, 2 people relapsed again. And it was during the first 2 years of Rethreaded, I was probably working 80 to 100 hours a week. We were still doing most of our business through home parties, and I was doing 5 to 6 home parties. During Christmas, I was starting to lose friends. I was starting to not be able to sleep at night because I was so in my head, how is this going to happen? I don't think I can do this. The voices in my head became really loud. I remember this one story where it was probably a year in, and I'm not the most organized person. I'm a classic entrepreneur. And I was in my car, and I lost a really important paper, to the company, and I'm in my car, and I'm literally screaming at myself. The voices in my head are like, you are so stupid. How are you going to do this? Why? You should not be the one leading this. You should not be the one leading this. And I think that was a lot of times during those 2 years is when I got pulled away from this. I got pulled into the overwhelmingness of it, and a couple times I lost where I was going, what I had dreamed of. I didn't know how it was going to work or how it was going to be possible, but that's also when my community rallied around me. That's when my friends would just literally pick me up. You can do this, and literally pick me up and brush me off and send me back out there. That's when one of the women at Rethreaded at that time is like, we need you. We need you to do this. And she said, get back up. And she's like, we're with you. And it was the community of a majority women, and we would start to help each other get back up and find the bigger picture again. And those are the moments when the voices in my head got quieter. The voices of love and encouragement started to win more. And now Rethreaded is going to be 6. And that is just amazing. We have provided over 28,000 hours of work. And we went from a 50% retention rate to for the past year and 3 months, we've had a 92% retention rate. And like what Jamie was talking about, like everything I dreamed about in those early years is happening.